welcome back to the Everyday Wholeness Show with my amazing, wonderful, fantastic friend, colleague, mentor, Janet Uribe, and myself, Karen Stultz. And today we are going to be talking about the spiritual healing is actually part of the wholeness of life. And it is true, our mind, body, spirit, it's all one, but sometimes we don't recognize that the spiritual healing is where we need to address things. And I need to apologize right here, Janet. I'm not sure if you can hear my music behind me periodically going on. Okay.
I can't hear it.
Okay, very good. So, hey, Janet, how are you today?
Hello, Karen. I'm good. How are you?
I'm hanging in there. I'm working on this spiritual healing bit so I can be more whole in my life for sure. Yeah.
Girl, I've been doing a lot of work lately, and it's coming up perfectly because I'm about to do a very big project this weekend. And I could also tell, today there's just something energetically going on for humanity, and it will go on for like another week. I think someone did tell me that there's something going on with the sun or the moon right now too. I don't really know, but I did wake up a couple days ago and knew that today would be opening a lot of stuff for individuals who are looking to make some jumps, individuals who are really looking to step into a different level of power, change timelines. I mean, just really about what does it look like to start choosing that world that you want as opposed to wanting it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Putting your stake in the ground and saying, I am not accepting this anymore. I am ready, willing, and able to be open to change.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's these components of it, friend, that, and I will tell you in most practices, there is some element of a coping mechanism that functions as a Band-Aid. And in some cases, I think people refer to it as spiritual bypassing. But it is a Band-Aid that kind of gets you over the current hurdle, or perhaps calms the nerves and the autonomic nervous system all at once, but it's actually not doing the root of the work in the subconscious, in the emotional, and in the mind. So, and I'll share a Tony J. Salimi practice here. We want a new reality with old psychology. So even in NLP or in certain practices, we'll hear, oh, well, let's just say things this way. This is really what I want. But the universe is listening to more of what the bigger voices in the head, right? It's actually referring to your subconscious and what's already buried there in the emotion. What's crazy is we'll make this so etherical. We'll make this so spiritual. We'll channel. A lot of us already have channeling abilities and, healing abilities. We have so many tools in our tool belt. But unless we're actually looking at the mind, the body, spirit, and the physical reality, which is also related to the mind and the body, and use it for the growth, if we're only doing the spiritual work that's not integrated in the wholeness of the human experience, then we're only moving so far.
Exactly. We need to really recognize that too. Recognize in the Awesome Life Success, the awesome acronym, spirit is right in the middle. The S is right in the middle.
And even so, we'll have this tendency to put things in containers, right? Or like in the coaching field, we'll put it on a pie graph.
Yeah, right.
And the thing is, even that, everything in it is spiritual.
Yeah, it is.
Everything in it is spiritual. So there's these tendencies that I'll even witness lately. I've been visiting a lot of circles, and we start to even create the spirituality and turn that even to more of almost religion-like, starts to come with rules. Eat this, don't eat that. Think this way, don't think that way. Do this, don't do that. But there's this whole component of raw authenticity that your higher self, being and self and God universe knows who you are. Knows who you are. There's no NLP language that can actually be spoken that can change that.
No.
There is authenticity and momentum and healing in just getting real with the universe and saying things like, and this was mine this past week, and I'll give it to you just like I delivered to God, because God knows how I am. We both know how squirrely I am. We all know this. So we keep seeing this carrot that's right here, and this seems like the carrot that's the easiest one to get because it's right in front of me and has the shortest stick, so naturally I'm going to go for it. But you're asking me to go for this carrot that's on the other side of the freaking house, and it's a lot more complicated to get to, and I don't know how to make it come closer to me. So show me how to get to that carrot. Massage my heart. Give me the inspiration to get to that carrot. But nowhere in there did I say, hey, God, I want the carrot. Show me.
Show me the way to that carrot. I think in my world, the majority of us, including myself, started off with the using a golfing thing. All right, I'm just picking up this stick. What is it? A golf club? Yeah. I don't even know what it's called. I'm going to pick this up and I'm going to make a hole in one because that is what I'm thinking about. That is my carrot. I'm going to make the hole in one. And well, dang it. If you don't know how to do that, if you don't have the practice, if you don't have the mentors, if you don't have the knowledge of the steps that need to be taken, that's when you reach out and say, hey, spirit, show me, bring these things to me so that I can reach that hole in one at some point. I'm not going to do it on the first try.
Yeah. And then,
usually.
Yeah. And even before that, there's a lot of communication that you're in constant connection with.
Yeah.
So there's your heart's desire, and then there's also what you saying that you want something because the external has it, or it's been programmed, or this is what society says you want. So there's this constant initiative and conspiracy for the universe to force you to use the mind, the body, the spirit, the physical reality, the good, the bad, the good guy, the bad guy. That's a really good place to go too. To go into extremes, the narcissist versus the empath. Watch out, empaths, I'm coming for you. There is a tendency that when we are empaths, we will villainize the narcissist, not honoring and recognizing that the narcissist has an immense role.
Yeah.
In who you are and who you are now deciding to become.
Yeah.
So it's constantly using the physical. And that's just one example. I talked about carrots. Now we're talking about narcissists. Maybe your narcissist is the carrot for now, or maybe it's the next jump because there's learning opportunity there. But at all times, 100% of the time, the universe is in communication with you constantly. Many will say it's during a meditative state. Many will say it's when I'm in prayer. Every thought is the prayer.
Yeah. Yep.
Every emotion is the prayer. And it doesn't mean you can't go down one way with these thoughts and emotions, but the universe is here for authenticity. So maybe it's, listen, God, I know what I want today. I woke up today and I realized, believe it or not, today specifically, I realized I want to work with my mentor again more aggressively than I was, or one of my mentors. more consistently, maybe not aggressively, but sometimes I get aggressive, more consistently than I had been. Let me tell you what, that's a big jump. It's a big jump. But I'm really approaching it from show me, not, oh, I want it. Show me. Show me. Because in showing me, I'll know there will be steps, but also I can even say, let me know if you need me. I can also even go further and take this deeper, and the universe, let the universe see, hey, by the way, this is why I want it. I like feeling nourished. I like feeling stimulated. I'm about growth. I am about integral existence. I don't feel that I'm totally there yet. It's more integral for me to say, I don't feel that I'm totally in complete knowledge and understanding of what integrity means. I'm human.
Mm-hmm.
We know this about me. We know this about me. But these are the reasons I want it. I also want it because I'm ready to press bigger buttons sitting on and not having complete understanding as to why I sit on them, as opposed to really consciously pressing them and launching. So there's a lot of understanding as to the why, but I can't just stay in the superficial. Getting into the depth of your why.
Yeah.
A lot of people will say, let's watch our language, because then they'll literally just base it on manifestation. Because I want to manifest, because the money is coming, because it's coming. Friends, it's going to be coming for a long time if that's where your vibration is. If that's what the subconscious believes that it's coming, and that this verbiage is going to get me there. God has given me more miracles when I've just been like, look, sucker, we both know that I don't got shit in my bank account right now, and I have no idea what to do about that. Some years ago.
And indeed, it becomes, again, back to the awareness of it, and seeing it. So you say, show me, but I'm going to put on blinders because I have to come this way. It has to be this way. Well, spirit isn't always that way. And I'll give you an example of that, Janet. That was a case of, I really wanted to have more clarity from people I respected, and out of the blue, I get a phone call from someone who says, hey, my mentor is giving you a free session. And that is, as it turned out, to be a $300 gift.
Yeah.
And, these are the things that shows up. I did not have to scramble and find that money per se, that cash, that green stuff or colored stuff or whatever you use for transactions. Sometimes if you are open to it and willing to accept it without the blinders on, that's when magic will occur. Yeah. That's when things start showing up for you in a major way.
Exactly. And I'll tell you more, because you're right. I think using the word show me sounds like show me. Mm-hmm. But for me, I've made a lot of peace with show me. Sometimes looks like me getting 2 blowouts on the road yesterday and being parked, stuck, stranded to do the work, to have stillness. Sometimes me being shown is me getting into a place of surrender.
It's all about letting go. And honestly, I think it's a case sometimes. A colleague and I were talking about it this week, as a matter of fact. And she was talking about one of her clients that was in overwhelm. And I said, you know what? Overwhelm is a wonderful place to be, to avoid reaching what you say you want.
Yeah.
And this is the key. So if you are running around like squirrel, chasing your tail, looking for those things, being distracted, you can go into the overwhelm because you've made the commitments, and now you can't uphold those commitments because so many other things are going on.
Yeah.
And my request for our listeners today is to ask yourself each day, listen to spirit, and what will you let go of today?
And that's the thing, friends. And this is where I'm talking about authenticity. Okay. You might say, you know what? I'm ready to let go of my BS that I have with, say, sibling. But are you really?
Yeah.
Is there higher wisdom in just letting go, perhaps, of one thing that transpired with that sibling?
Mm-hmm.
Is there higher wisdom in letting go of something that you know that it doesn't serve you today, and it'll be easier for you to let go? Because ultimately, you're also only going to let go to the degree of what work you have done around it. And that's whole as well. Otherwise, you can see where Karen and I have talked about things and patterns of stuff that we're like, we thought we did the work around it. We thought we let it go. Bam, humbled.
Yeah, it's that old onion back again, isn't it? They're always the layers, and they're constantly the layers. And you can get down to the core, and you can clear the core of that one small layer.
Yeah. But if you are going to clear that core, there is wisdom in really sitting down and really getting the wholeness of that core. I'll give you an example. One day, maybe my son will see this, maybe he will not. Hey, buddy, mama loves you. Oh, hold on. I have a weird call coming in that I'm trying to. Okay, there we go. So I thought I had airplane mode my phone. I didn't. He was getting mouthy with me and questioning something I had asked him to do. And I realized, now listen to this, because I'm willing to bet the majority of you, unless you're an intuitive and can do this work and read it deeper with me. And I had to get my mentor involved with this one because even I was struggling getting to the depth of it. Karen, I'm sitting here telling you, my son got mouthy. He was being disrespectful and he was questioning me. And I gave him a response that answered his question. And then he asked the same question again. I gave him the same exact response. He asked the same question again. I gave him the same exact response. What do you think that was about? And it was related to cleaning, by the way.
I'm not sure, to tell you the truth.
Well, I started doing work around it and I realized I have conditions to love my son. Why do I have conditions to love my son? Because as most parents, we're repeating our parents' bullshit of conditions. Go to this religious institution with me. This is one of my conditions. Dress this way, wear your hair this way, cut your hair, leave your hair long, wear it this way in ponytails, wear this outfit. And we're just talking about aesthetics now. Let's go do this. Make these grades, organize your room, put this here, right? All of a sudden that was triggering conditions in me. Okay. And I felt, wow, I sure do have a lot of conditions to love you. I would like to let you go. Now, for a lot of us, that would be deep enough. But holy shit, the level of trigger that I reached, I knew it had to be deeper. I knew it had to be deeper. So naturally, I miss an important meeting. And then my mentor and I have a call the next day. And she said, this was huge. I said, I know it's huge, but I'm having trouble seeing this. I'm in blinders. I have blind spots and I can feel that there's still components about this. And she basically explained, and your son questioning you, you were allowing him to put you in a submissive role. Immediately, that was my mic drop for me. Why is this important? We get into it. Janet, you have a seat at the table of where you're trying to go next. It is your seat. It was ordained. But you're sitting here complaining that you're not nourished, you're not fed, you don't have water. But you're the one who's not sitting down at the goddamn seat. Ouch. Your son's reaction to trigger you was to show you that in this dynamic, in that scenario, you are the leader, but you weren't showing up to lead. You don't want to lead. Older souls and leaders, they fight it. They fight it. Now, based off of where I started with this conversation, would you have believed that that's what that was about?
Truly, no, just parent and a young adolescent who is able to push buttons. It's part of adolescence, is to push.
It is part of
parent.
adolescence. You're right. And in most scenarios, I would just neutralize and ignore it.
Yeah.
Not engage. But I was triggered for this because everything in the physical reality, especially if you're emoting to it somehow, is for you.
Yeah.
It is for the self.
Yeah.
So the second I shifted, that little baby came in and apologized at his own volition.
There you go. There you go.
There is depth, friends, and it's about using the physical reality because it is spiritual.
Yeah.
It is the spiritual engagement. It is the spiritual integration. It is the spiritual healing.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, so friends, thank you for joining us today again for the Everyday Wholeness Show and the truth about spirituality and how spirit really does guide us. We just need to be open more to hearing, showing, and our job is just to be open and see. So this is huge, Janet. Thank you so much. And don't forget to join us on sign up for the Magical Tea Party, where you can actually talk to Janet and myself and get some real hands-on, one-on-one advice for anything that might be going on for you at that tea party once a month, the third Thursday. And the information for that is in the show notes and at the end of this video. So thank you again for joining us. And until next time, be whole.